Hey guys, this is Ron from Carolina Warlord Gaming, and today we'll be going over the most important things that I found in the beta patch 1.5.5 patch that just came out today for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. Okay, we'll look through here. Just gonna make this just a quick little walkthrough. Looks like we have a bunch of single player crash fixes, performance fix. The first big thing that stood out to me is right here under save and load. It says the autosave interval duration was increased. It now autosaves after leaving settlement and ending encounters. So they've reduced just the default save autosave times. It used to autosave all the time causing these awkward pauses on the map. Now it seems like that's been fixed. And there's another fix for that that's even better a little bit further down, but we'll get to it in a minute. Okay, we're going to keep on going. The next big thing that I see is right here under art. It says nav mesh IDs changed for better AI behaviors in front of the castle gates. So I'm hoping that this will just somehow help all the chaotic nonsense that goes on during siege battles, especially outside the gates. So hopefully that's going to improve your whole siege experience when you're attacking a castle. Okay. The next thing that I saw that was important is right here under UI. It says added autosave interval control to the campaign option panel. If you don't like the default setting for autosaves, you can now cut it down even more, which I probably will. I'll probably cut it down to where it only autosaves at the bare minimum for me, because it's kind of annoying the way it is right now. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, here's a bunch of fixes here. The next huge thing, which is maybe one of the hugest things on here, is right here under Battle and Sieges. It says added a negative 20% damage and weapon speed/reload penalty for using weapons while mounted. This is lowered by the riding skill and reach 0 penalty at 100. The effect only applies to troops and characters in single player mode. Some mechanical weapons, such as crossbows, are exempt from the damage penalty. What I take this to mean is this was mostly focused on the people, like the Khuzaits, who are real heavy with horsemen. And what I could read from this is it's saying that their low-level horse archers are going to be way less effective because they're not going to have this high of they're going to have this negative 20% penalty for their speed and their reload while they're on horseback. And it seems like the only ones that are going to be really great at horse archery now are going to be the ones who have a riding skill of 100 or more, which they'll be 100%. So that's pretty cool right there. And there was something else down here I seen that was pretty important also. Okay, here's something that's really important right here. Implemented a new system that calculates troops' power based on context. Removed cavalry troop simulation bonuses for sieges. This, to me, what I take from this is a way to another debuff for the Khuzaits. They're not going to be getting their cavalry troop bonuses during sieges, which they shouldn't be, because you don't even have your horse when you go into a siege battle. So that's two things right here that should, in fact, make the Khuzaits weaker than they were before, since they're the two the main user of horse archery and the main user of cavalry during sieges. Most of their troops, of all of them, they have the highest percentage troops that I've found, that are cavalry, that I've found. Okay, we're going to keep on going down. In the character development system, they've added 10 more combat related tactics perks, and they've also added and balanced 32 medicine perks on the campaign side. Okay, we're gonna keep on strolling. Okay, now down here in economy, down here in economy, it says they fixed a problem with tanneries not making any profit and closed all over the world in the long term. So they fixed the tanneries, and it also says down here all workshops are a bit more profitable now. So that's always good. They need to be making more money anyway, in my opinion. Okay, now we're going to go down here. Looks like they fixed a bunch of quests and other issues with quests and some conversation and encounter stuff. The next biggie down here that I see, and this is probably maybe the biggest thing at all that people's been asking for, is right here. It says added an option to enable/disable birth, aging, and death in the campaign. With this option enabled, no hero will be born and no one will die in the game. A lot of people are having their main character die when they're like 58 years old. So if you don't like that aspect of the game, which I think is kind of cool, but you could just make everybody immortal if you want to. And I think that's a good option to have for people. When you get your weapon skills and all these skills up to, up to 200 or so, and then all of a sudden your guy dies. So it's good that they finally added that to the game. Okay, I think there's a few other things, maybe only one or two other things I want to tell you today that I thought were important. And multiplayer, it's like they're still balancing. They're adding a lot of weapons for multiplayer. I don't play a lot of multiplayer, but it looks like they're working hardcore on that, changing some of the clan settings and stuff like that. The last thing I want to tell you is, let's see, it's down here in both. Okay, here it is. Okay, they've right here. It's under UI. There's a change. It's called Mission Order Radio. It says the Order UI has been changed and now has radio buttons. This is implemented mostly for gamepad usability, since previously the UI implementation was unusable with gamepads. Because of this, some orders had to be moved. F1 and F2 orders are unaffected by F3/F to F4 orders are now under a list. F3 like F1, F2. We're open to feedback about this change, so let us know what you think. This sounds cool, and I use a gamepad mostly when I play this game, but I did hear some guys on Discord talking about that it really needs some work from what I was reading today, so don't get too excited about this yet. There's some other performance issues, some combat related stuff, some modding, a few little modding things, and that is about it. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent patch. I'm really glad that they addressed the death and birth thing, so you can cut that off. The fact that they've addressed the workshops finally and gotten the tanneries back working and added just a little bit more profit. I didn't need them to do a whole lot more profit, but the workshops definitely needed something. They needed to be buffed some, because they just pretty much were barely worth the money you were paying for them. The autosave stuff was pretty cool, and now these attempts to stop snowballing by debuffing some of the early horse archers, which makes up huge chunks of the Khuzait army, making them less effective with their bow skills and their reload speeds and their accuracy and stuff on horseback. That was huge. And also taking away the Khuzait cavalry bonus for sieges, which should make it a little harder for them to take castles. So hopefully these will help the snowballing some. But as far as the overall state of the game right now, I'm playing a game right now and I'm having fun. I've had some little hiccups here and there, mostly with the AI with the siege battles, but overall it's a fun experience. It's taken a long time, but they have definitely made this game better. I wish the perks system was done right now. I just don't see. I don't believe that the effects of these perks are so huge that they couldn't implement more than what they're doing at one time. In my job, that's part of troubleshooting. You want to isolate certain things, but so you don't want to have a bunch of chaotic stuff going on at one time. But still, I think that they could release, could have had these perks done by now. But that's besides the point. Like I said, this is a fun game for me. I have fun. I've played over 600 or so hours in this game right now. I could restart a game right now on this new beta patch, and and have fun playing it. I'm just looking forward to the future changes that Tellworlds is going to make to this game. I mean, it's definitely not complete. I mean, it needs more. It definitely needs more depth. But as of right now, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with this patch, and I'm happy at the direction this game's pointed in. So thank you guys for watching. And